We all love a good meal, but how often do we stop and think about what's really on our plates? Beyond the taste and appearance lies a whole world of ingredients, some familiar and some not so much. This is where checking food labels becomes crucial. It's like having a backstage pass to your food, allowing you to understand what goes into making it. Think of it like this. You wouldn't buy a new phone without checking its features, right? Food is no different. You deserve to know what you're putting into your body. Food labels are not there to confuse us, but to empower us. They're our guides to making informed decisions about our health and well-being. Taking a moment to scan the ingredients list can reveal a lot about a product. In a world of clever marketing and tempting treats, food labels are our allies in making healthier choices. Now, let's face it, ingredient lists can sometimes feel like a foreign language. They're often filled with long, complicated words that leave us scratching our heads. But don't worry, you don't need a degree in food science to understand them. The key is to start by looking beyond the buzzwords. Food manufacturers love to use phrases like all natural or low fat to entice us. But what do these terms really mean? Often, they're just marketing tactics. The real story lies in the ingredient list itself. It's here that we discover if a product truly lives up to its healthy claims or if it's hiding something. Don't be fooled by fancy packaging or catchy slogans. Learning to decipher these lists can be empowering. With a little guidance and some simple tips, anyone can become a savvy label reader. We've all heard of the usual suspects: sugar, salt, fat. But what about the ingredients that sound like they belong in a science lab rather than our kitchens? These are what we call unconventional ingredients, additives, preservatives and flavor enhancers that often go unnoticed but play a big role in the food we eat. These ingredients aren't inherently bad. Some serve important purposes like preventing spoilage or improving texture. But others are added purely for profit, making food cheaper to produce or more appealing on shelves, often at the expense of our health. Think of it like this. You wouldn't put just anything in your car's engine, right? You'd choose fuel and oil designed for optimal performance. Our bodies deserve the same consideration. You might be surprised to learn that unconventional ingredients aren't just lurking in processed snacks and sugary drinks. They've found their way into a wide range of everyday foods, even those marketed as healthy. Take yogurt, for example. A seemingly innocent snack can harbour a cocktail of thickeners, stabilizers and artificial sweeteners. Bread is another culprit. While a simple loaf should contain just a handful of ingredients, many supermarket varieties are pumped with dough conditioners, enzymes and preservatives to extend shelf life. Even salad dressings, designed to make our greens more appealing, can be laden with emulsifiers, gums and artificial flavours. These are just a few examples, but they illustrate how easily these unconventional ingredients can creep into our diets unnoticed. We often associate them with junk food, but the reality is they're far more pervasive than we realise. This is why reading labels is non-negotiable. The sheer number of unfamiliar ingredients can feel overwhelming. It's easy to feel defeated, but remember, knowledge is power. Understanding ingredients helps us make informed decisions. Familiarize yourself with common culprits. Look out for words like maltodextrin or carrageenan. Don't be afraid to research. Develop a critical eye and question what goes into your food. Practice makes it easier to spot red flags and make healthier choices. Unconventional preservatives explained. Let's talk about preservatives, those unsung heroes or villains of the food industry. Their main job: to prevent our food from going bad too quickly. Think mold, bacteria, and that funky smell that makes you toss the bread out. While natural preservation methods like pickling and salting have been around for centuries, modern food production relies heavily on unconventional preservatives. These lab-created ingredients, often with tongue-twisting names, work wonders in extending shelf life. They allow food manufacturers to transport products further, keep them on shelves longer, and ultimately reduce waste. While some unconventional preservatives are considered safe in moderate amounts, others have raised eyebrows in the scientific community. The hidden roles of preservatives in our food. Now, preservatives aren't just about preventing spoilage. They play a surprising number of roles in our food, often masked behind complex names on ingredient lists. Take, for instance, sodium benzoate. It sounds pretty chemical heavy, right? And it is. But it's often found in fizzy drinks and acidic foods, keeping things bubbly and preventing bacterial growth. Then there are the texture heroes like guar gum and xanthan gum. Don't let the gum part fool you. These aren't for chewing. They're added to everything from ice cream to salad dressings to improve texture and prevent separation. They help create that creamy, satisfying mouthfeel we often associate with processed foods. While these added functions might seem harmless, they often mask the use of cheaper ingredients or overly processed production methods. For example, that creamy texture in low-fat yogurt might be thanks to a cocktail of gums and thickeners, replacing the natural creaminess lost in processing. The big question is, are unconventional preservatives harmful? The answer, like most things in nutrition, is it depends. Our understanding of these ingredients is constantly evolving. Some, like sulfites used to preserve wine and dried fruits, are generally recognized as safe but can trigger allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. Others, such as nitrates found in processed meats, have been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers. However, it's important to note that correlation doesn't equal causation and more research is needed. The key takeaway? Moderation and being informed are key. By arming ourselves with knowledge, we can make choices that align with our health goals. All right, let's take our newfound knowledge on the road. Imagine yourself strolling down the supermarket aisles, basket in hand. Seems harmless enough, right? But look closer. Those brightly coloured packages and tempting displays often hold secrets lurking beneath the surface. Let's unmask a few, shall we? A haven for busy families and time-crunched individuals. But those frozen dinners and ready-made meals often harbour a surprising number of unconventional ingredients. Take a peek at the ingredient list of that seemingly innocent frozen pizza. You might find yourself face to face with modified food starch, a thickener and emulsifier, and disodium inosinate, a flavour enhancer designed to make you crave more, where the aroma of freshly baked bread can be intoxicating. But hold your horses. That sliced white loaf might contain azodicarbonamide, a dough conditioner also used in yoga mats. Now you might be thinking, okay, I'll steer clear of frozen dinners and white bread. But surely those healthy snacks are safe, right? Not so fast. The world of unconventional ingredients can be sneaky, popping up in places we least expect. Let's venture into the health food aisle for a reality check. Grab a protein bar, a popular choice for a quick energy boost. Sounds healthy enough, right? But flip it over and you might find brown rice syrup listed as the first ingredient. This sweetener, though derived from brown rice, is still a highly processed sugar that can spike blood sugar levels. And what about those flavoured yogurts, marketed as healthy breakfast options? They often contain modified cornstarch for texture and a laundry list of artificial flavours to mimic real fruit. Even those veggie burgers, a staple for vegetarians and meat eaters alike, can be hiding methylcellulose, a synthetic thickener and emulsifier. We're bombarded with messages about healthy eating, but the reality is that many processed foods marketed as healthy are packed with unconventional ingredients. It's the processed paradox. We think we're making good choices, but those choices might be undermining our health in the long run. Take low-fat or fat-free products, for example. Often, when fat is removed, it's replaced with sugar, artificial sweeteners, or thickeners to improve taste and texture. Those sugar-free candies? They might be sugar-free, but they often rely on sugar alcohols, which can cause digestive issues for some people. The key takeaway here: don't be fooled by health halos. Just because a product claims to be low-fat, sugar-free, or organic doesn't mean it's free from unconventional ingredients. In fact, these claims can sometimes be used to distract from a lengthy ingredient list. Remember, the real story is always in the ingredient list. Our bodies are incredible machines, constantly working to maintain balance and keep everything running smoothly. We provide the fuel, and our bodies take care of the rest. But what happens when we throw unconventional ingredients into the mix? It's like putting diesel in a petrol engine. It might seem to work for a while, but eventually things start to go wrong. See, our digestive systems are designed to break down whole, natural foods, fruits, vegetables, proteins, and healthy fats. These provide the building blocks for a healthy body. But those unfamiliar ingredients on the label, they can be tricky for our bodies to process. Some slip through unnoticed, but others can trigger a cascade of reactions, disrupting the delicate balance within. Consuming too many unconventional ingredients is like throwing sand in the gears. It might not cause an immediate breakdown, but over time it can lead to wear and tear, making it harder for your body to function at its best. Long-term health implications to consider. Now, it's important to note that we're not talking about immediate life-threatening reactions here. Eating a bag of chips with artificial flavorings won't send you to the hospital, unless you're allergic, of course. The real concern lies in the long-term cumulative effects of these ingredients. It's like the straw that broke the camel's back. One unconventional ingredient might not make a difference, but years of consuming them regularly can contribute to a whole host of health issues. Research is ongoing, but some studies have linked certain unconventional ingredients to increased risks of chronic diseases like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even some types of cancer. But it's always better to err on the side of caution, especially when it comes to something as important as our health. The good news is, our bodies are pretty good at telling us when something's not right. It's like having an internal alarm system that goes off when we're exposed to something harmful. But in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to ignore these subtle signs or mistake them for something else. Pay attention to how you feel after eating certain foods. Do you experience bloating, gas, or indigestion after consuming processed snacks or sugary drinks? Do you notice headaches, skin irritations, or mood swings after eating foods with artificial colors or sweeteners? These could be signs that your body is struggling to process certain ingredients. Keep a food diary, experiment with eliminating suspect ingredients, and talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian to get to the root of the problem. From deciphering tricky ingredient lists to understanding additives, knowledge is power. Start small, be curious, and remember, every step towards being informed is progress. Think of reading food labels as a treasure hunt, uncovering the truth about your food. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to spot red flags. Flip it over, take a deep breath, and remember these tips. Look for short, recognizable ingredient lists. The fewer, the better. The ingredient list is where the real story lies. Building a healthier relationship with food. Reading labels is a fantastic first step, but true food freedom goes beyond deciphering ingredient lists. It's about cultivating a healthier, more mindful relationship with food, one that nourishes your body and brings joy to your plate. Remember, food is more than just fuel. It's a celebration of cultures, a source of connection, and a way to express creativity in the kitchen. Focus on adding more whole, unprocessed foods to your diet, vibrant fruits and vegetables bursting with flavor, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Experiment with new recipes, explore local farmers' markets, and embrace the joy of cooking from scratch. Not only will you be nourishing your body with wholesome ingredients, but you'll also be creating a deeper appreciation for the food you eat. And remember, life is all about balance. It's okay to indulge in a slice of cake or a scoop of ice cream every now and then. Eating should be a pleasurable experience, not a source of stress or guilt.